Je vends des madeleines pour l'association des petits-enfants de la Croix-Blanche.
Vous savez, on est tous seuls sur cette terre.
1,50 € la madeleine.
Ça fait cher, la madeleine.
C'est pour la bonne cause. Je fais les 10 pour 10 €.
Je n'aime pas les madeleines.
Very Madeleine. Nice and little buzz reaction from the crowd for what was happening in this film. Kind of a film that kind of has a nice little pace to it. I guess I feel like it takes its time to get where it needs to be, which is not typical for a short. Anybody want to make a first comment on that film?
I really liked that film. I felt like out of all of the films that we watched, it was the one that I was aware of the purpose, like right away. Like for a lot of them, it took me a while to kind of figure out like what they were trying to say, but with that one, I thought it was very clear, very effective, and I felt like nothing was really done in vain. It was kind of like every decision that, like, I guess the writers and the characters made was purposeful. So.
Cool. And your friend beside you was on the edge. She was sitting beside you. You're on the edge of your seat. Like you were. I don't even know if you noticed it. You were like, you were literally on the edge of your seat. It's like, what's going on here? Like, what's this? Yeah. Go ahead.
Did he poison her? Was the Madeleine, because she take like 2 bites of the Madeleine and collapsed and died?
That's his point. That's what he's doing. That's what he does. Yeah.
And then why did he do that? Other than just to rob her house. That's it.
Yeah, that's basically that. But then, to be fair, he kind of reluctantly told her not to do it near the end, but he still let her do it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I thought her performance was magnificent. I'm not sure that I buy the, you know, he picked this poor woman's house. He doesn't seem to have a lot of nice things. And if you're going to poison somebody and take their stuff, you go to the mansion, not to the shack.
Okay.
In the mansion is probably not letting that guy in and feeding him dinner. I love the movie. I thought it was really well done. I loved the shots, and I thought all the acting was amazing. It was very compelling, and I found it interesting that, like, you know, the woman who's about to kill herself in the end, when he opens her, I assume it was a suicide note, he says, "You didn't even mention your daughter." So the woman who we're supposed to feel bad for, like, maybe she wasn't such a great mom, and then the guy who, like, basically murdered her and robbed her also, like, buried her little pet. So kind of like a weird, like, it's not black and white, you know, there's good and bad in everybody.
Yeah. Be cliche, there's a lot of gray in this film. Like, there's a lot of, like, shades of gray going on in this film. Go ahead.
I'm curious how many people think she's dead versus just knocked out.
How many people think she's dead? How many people think she's knocked out?
I wasn't sure.
So half and half, I guess. Yeah, I thought she's dead. Yeah, I just assumed that that's what he does. He just poisons people and she's dead. But at the same time, why? Anyway, this leads to a question of, like, if she's gonna die anyways, why is he just, like, set up the scene that, and he's got his off, like, you know what I mean? Just take off and basically keep the suicide note and have her die, I guess.
I just didn't understand what the dead cat, what that was all about. Like, the cat was dead, right?
Yeah, the cat died, yeah.
Okay, and then he didn't notice that? Or
She didn't notice it?
yeah, she was eating the cat food.
Yeah. Did you want to say something about that?
I think she was a little bit off her rocker. And also I think the purpose of having the cat named Bijou, which means jewelry in French, was convenient in that he saw this big bin marked jewelry and he got excited and he opened it up and there was her dead cat. So I feel like it both, like, lent itself to the fact that she was not, like, totally with it. Like, she clearly wasn't coming to grips. Like, they opened with that quote about accepting your pain to heal or whatever. So she's clearly in denial about losing her loved one. That set her off into the depression.
Yeah.
And she wasn't dealing with the loss. And then he found it and thought, like, score, jewelry, and it was the dead cat. So I think that's where it fitted maybe for me.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
I think in the beginning she ate the cat food because she's poor, I think. And then maybe...
Or maybe it's good protein. It's like...
And then maybe, like, she brought the entire Madeleine basket or something. Maybe she just picked the one that actually has poison on it. Who knows?
Actually, this film is so powerful, short, but what I really loved her vulnerability and how the acting is superb.
Yeah.
How she, you know, almost every bit in that acting is present in every one of us. And probably she was grieving the loss of her cat. She's lonely. Her daughter, she doesn't have good relationship. Her husband is not there. It's really beautiful, even though it's dark. But I just enjoyed so much her performance.
Probably one of the more unique films that we've showed.